Welcome to the Stix episode 16. I'm Drew. This is Aiden. Let's get right into it. If it'll go. The NBA playoffs. First, I just want to get this out of the way. Let's just talk about it. My Phoenix Suns get eliminated. God, this has got to be one of the worst franchise moves in history, in the recent history, franchise fails, I should say. We trade our whole future to get Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal and get rewarded with that by getting swept in the first round. I mean, we have no first round
Yeah,
picks, we have no future, we have no bench. The future of this team looks absolute garbage. I mean, KD and Book dropped, I think it was 45 and 35 respectively. Respect, yeah.
Book had 49 and Kevin Durant had 33, and then the rest of your team, no one else had over 10.
Bradley Beal had 9 and fouled out in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was just a horrible game for the rest of the team. And yeah, I mean, the Timberwolves sweep us.
Yeah,
The Timberwolves look like a really amazing team. I cannot lie. Anthony Edwards is a
had
super
40.
villain.
He had 40.
He's a super villain. The defense on that team is just crazy. Their defense is crazy. I want to be optimistic and say that they'll go far. Well, I do not know. But let's get into the
Hold on, hold
NBA
on,
play.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Okay,
We're
okay.
not done. We're not skimping over this.
Oh,
Anthony Edwards had 40 on you guys in Phoenix, paired with Karl Anthony Towns, who I've heard is just another four in the league. I've heard that a few times during the series. 28 and
mm-hmm,
10.
mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert really didn't do anything. He had 9 and 5. Jaden McDaniels, I'm starting to believe Anthony Edwards was right. He said they have Kevin Durant, we have Jaden McDaniels. Everyone flamed him a little bit for it, including me. Jaden McDaniels had 18, but he was a crucial part in this series for the Timberwolves.
Are you done
That's
now?
it. Yeah, I'm done
Great.
ruining
Let's
your life. I'm done
great,
ruining
great.
your life.
Let's talk about the actual playoffs now with the teams that have not been eliminated yet, or teams that are gonna get eliminated tonight. The New Orleans Pelicans are gonna get swept. There's probably, at least I'm almost positive they're gonna get swept. The Thunder are up 3-0. The Thunder have looked better, not necessarily amazing per se every game,
Uh,
but definitely
yeah.
better than the Pelicans. I have not tuned into a single game. I will not lie because I knew the end. I knew how this would end up. I knew the Thunder would sweep them. So I mean, it is what it is.
Well, I mean, when you have three people on the Thunder's roster scoring 20 a game in this series, like last game, Jalen Williams had 21, Shea had 24, Josh Giddey had 21. I saw
Mm-hmm.
a clip of CJ McCollum getting actually like had his career ended by Josh Giddey. It was behind the back, Euro step straight over CJ McCollum's head into
Yeah,
a lay. And it's just
Josh.
like and when you have a bench as deep as the Thunder here, I'm looking and they had 12 different people get minutes. Granted, only 8 of them got 10 or more minutes, but you have people like Gordon Hayward who can come off the bench and get you buckets. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Pelicans just don't have that. And Zion's not fully healthy. He didn't play last game. Brandon Ingram really becomes this X factor for the Pelicans, and he is just not perform. He's not performing up to it. He had 19 last game. And I mean, they're really relying on people like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy to get buckets when Zion's not there. So I mean,
Yeah, that's
I really
truthful.
think, and they play tonight.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So I think the Thunder sweep. The Thunder are a super good team, and yeah,
All right. My favorite series, I'm just moving on from West top to bottom. My favorite series so far, at least in the West, is one that obviously we called this. I
yeah,
I can't even say we called it. Everyone knew this would be the series, but I think that these two pictures are real tough. That's why I decided to put them in here. Um, this series is amazing, man. The Mavs almost come back down 31 yesterday.
Yeah,
course almost doesn't count. They did end up losing the game, but every game is just straight cinema. I mean, it's there's and of course there's the drama aspect of it, as you can see at the top there. What?
I'm looking at the box score now. The Clippers shot 62% from three.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I mean, and to go with that, both Paul George and James Harden had 33 apiece, and they both shot phenomenal from three. Paul George was 7 of 10, and James Harden 4 of 5 from three. I mean, that this is stuff you don't see every day. Um,
No.
and to pair with that, they both had 6 rebounds, and Harden had 7 assists, and Paul George had 8. I mean, if this duo could keep it up while Kawhi's sitting on the sideline, I mean, and if you see other people like Trey Man, Zubac, really start getting in their bag. I mean, we see Zubac get so many rebounds every game. He only had 4 in this game, but the rebounds were so well spread throughout this entire spreadsheet right here that he really didn't have to. But
Yeah.
they did get out rebounded by 13, which is kind of crazy.
Didn't end up
Um,
mattering. But
yeah,
I
in the end, it didn't end up mattering. But if this duo and Paul George and James Harden can play competitively like they are right now, while Kawhi watches from the sideline, I think this team could be scary once Kawhi gets back on the court.
I thought Kawhi played the other day, did he not?
I don't think so.
I don't know why I thought he played game two. I
Oh,
could have
let's
he
see.
did he did play game two.
He did play game two. He only got 25 minutes though.
Did he just like did he play game three?
I think he did.
He did in fact he played oh well I guess that I guess I don't need him
Maybe
right
he
now.
aggravated it up.
Well, all I'm saying is the two games that Kawhi has not played, the Clippers have won. So do with
Yeah.
that what you will. Another series, much like the Pelicans and the Thunder, that'll probably end tonight is this Denver Lakers series. Now the Lakers, they they lose to the Nuggets. They've led for the majority of these
Yeah.
games. And it's just that the Nuggets keep you so close, and they win basketball games in the fourth quarter, which is making us obviously a championship team, as the Nuggets are obviously trying to go back to back this year. But the Nuggets they're just the better team. The Lakers don't have not been playing well. D'Lo did have a good game, and like we've said last week in the week,
D'Lo's the X factor.
yeah, he's the X factor. He has to have a good game for them to win games because LeBron can't do it by himself. But I do think that since this series is back in, I believe, yeah, it's back in
Back in
Denver.
Denver.
This series is going to be over tonight.
Yeah.
Not
I
much to
think
say about that.
I think that Denver will ultimately win this series, but I think if there's ever someone to come back 3-0, it's LeBron James. Granted, I don't think this Lakers team is good enough to do that, and they will need stellar performances every game from Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and LeBron. But
100%.
I just think this Mavericks, or not Mavericks, excuse me, this Nuggets team is too good. I mean, they have probably the best player in the NBA, in Nikola Jokic. They have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. I mean, they have so many playmakers up and down the court, people that can play defense, people that can play offense. I mean, we've said this in the past. We think they're gonna be the one who wins this gauntlet of the Western Conference. So
Mm-hmm. And beats the Celtics in the finals. All right, moving on.
you wish, buddy.
Speaking of, we have the Celtics versus the Heat, which is another game that's being played tonight in this. And I think we're back in. No, we're not back in Boston. We're still in Miami.
Yeah,
Uh, I feel I don't know. The game two I feel like was just the Heat were
a
on
dud.
a dud. I know that seems crazy to say, but it was the Heat could not miss, and the Celtics are just a more well-rounded team. You know,
Yeah,
with the exception that Jimmy Butler is out, and even if Jimmy Butler
and
was
Terry
playing,
Rozier's out.
yes, even if they were playing, I still it doesn't matter, but I still think the Celtics would come out, whether that not in a sweep, but a thing would come out. Period.
Yeah.
I want to say I'm gonna say that the Celtics probably win the matchup tonight and win the next matchup after that to get a gentleman's sweep because, like I said, I do think Miami got lucky that one game. The Celtics have just been playing, and game 1 and 3 just have been playing so much better basketball, and
Yeah.
they didn't even play bad basketball in game 2, which is like I said, he could miss. That's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
One of the huge points I want to make about this Celtics Heat series historically is these teams love to win on the road in their
Hmm.
playoff series. I believe
Hmm.
both these teams in the since 2020, since that COVID year, when we played them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Granted, that doesn't count because it was neutral site, but every series since then, um, both teams have had a better winning percentage away from home. And it's like kind of crazy. The Celtics are like 2-5, I guess 3-6, 3-7 now against the Heat in the playoffs since 2020 at
Yeah.
home. At home. And it's the complete same. The Celtics love to win in Miami, which I mean, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But um,
Well,
one thing
yeah.
I do want to say about this series is the Celtics, like Drew said, have a much more. They have a better team. They probably have the best team in the league with their big four,
Hmm.
big five if you want to count Derek White. But our team relies so much on everyone scoring. Now, I've seen so much Jason Tatum hate about he's not a playoff performer. Sure, he's not putting up 33 points a game, right? Like Luca, but he's got in this last game, game 3, he was 22 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. There's other ways he contributes to the team, and not to mention he doesn't have to carry the load on this team.
That's what I'm
Kristaps
saying.
had
Yeah.
18. Kristaps had 18. Jalen Brown had 22. Derek White had 16. Like
He has, he, he
Jason
he has he
Tatum,
has that luxury.
he has the luxury of not having to carry the team every game, like
Which is
people like Jimmy Butler would have to do.
yeah,
But
that
and
says a lot more about the Celtics as a team, not necessarily Jason Tatum as a player, because I mean we know that any given night Jason Tatum can give you 30. I mean that's just the type of player he
yeah,
is.
it's and we've heard Jalen Brown and Porzingis talk about this, like especially in the preseason. I believe Kristaps Porzingis was like Jace. He was like the beauty of the Celtics team is Jason Tatum doesn't have to carry us. He can
Hmm.
he can have an off game and other people can step up. Now that can be said about every other team, but this team has so many stars on it. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's other people that could give you buckets. Sam Hauser's a literal sniper from three. Um, Al Horford, we know he can perform.
Peyton
Peyton
Pritchard.
Pritchard, literally probably a starting caliber player on a different team, but I would enjoy having him considering Drew Holiday is not the youngest. And I mean, keep him for the future. And I know Peyton Pritchard loves it in Boston. But yeah, I think the Celtics win this game and then go back to Boston, win game 4, gentlemen sweep. And I mean, considering the Miami Heat are down their two best players, or at least kind of their two best players, and Jimmy Butler and Terry Rozier, I just don't really think it's a fair matchup.
Mhm. My favorite and the most
This is a great
even
series.
series, and we knew this would be Cavs Magic. It's really the story of who wins the first road game, as the Cavs won the first two on their home court, and the Magic have won the last two on their home court. I mean,
Yeah,
this series is absolutely amazing, and but the last two games, the Magic have won by like
a
20.
lot, a lot.
Yes, the
The
Magic
Magic
have.
won by 38, I believe, 2 games in game
Mm-hmm.
3, and they
Yes,
won by 23 in game 4.
and this is a Cavs team that, like we mentioned 2 weeks ago, tanked their last game to avoid playing Miami or Philadelphia, and I think that they
They're
look
paying for it.
they're paying for it because they're playing a super young Orlando Magic team who is just they're just amazing, and no one expected them to be here, but their defense is so phenomenal. Jalen
Yeah.
Suggs is an amazing player. I hate to admit it, but Paulo Banchero is a really good player. Um,
Paulo Banchero didn't even get reach double figures last game.
yeah, I mean it's crazy how this Magic team, and especially Paulo Banchero, like my boy Paulo Banchero going from getting having Caleb Love hit a shot over him in the Final Four to being in the
Okay,
NBA
bro. Okay,
playoffs.
bro.
I mean,
All right now.
it's crazy. But no, this series is I know I've probably overused this phrase, but straight cinema. It's a really good series, and I don't know.
It's really gonna
It
be who
doesn't
loses at home.
who yeah who wins the first road game is probably who wins the series, and I
Yeah.
hope it's the Magic because I like the Magic. Orlando
um,
Magic.
yeah, this this Cavs team, like we know, is I mean, very well rounded. They like like other teams in the playoffs. I mean, I don't want to say the Celtics or anything, but they have a bunch of people who can score. Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen was their leading scorer in their last game. Darius Garland, we know he can score, and of course Donovan Mitchell. But this Magic team had five people score in double digits or in double figures in this last game, including Franz Wagner, who had 34, shooting 13 of 17. And then Wendell Carter Jr. had 11. Jalen Suggs had 12. Jonathan Isaac has 14 off the bench. And Markel Fultz, the playoff performer, has 12 off the bench. Um, I mean, I think if this Orlando Magic team can come together for these last few games, maybe win a game in Cleveland, I think they could steal a series against the Cavs because the Cavs I believe were heavily favored. I mean, they have Donovan
Mhm.
Mitchell. I mean, they have fantastic defense in Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, but I just don't think
Yeah,
their
forget
team
Darius
their
Garland.
yeah, their team is just not as deep as the Magic. Like I've never really necessarily looked at the Magic, but they have people off the bench, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, Markel Fultz. They have Joe Ingles down there. Um, they they have enough people who can come off of the bench and help, and they're all capable. Yeah,
And
I just think that the Magic are a deeper team. They have a deeper roster, more people who
mhm.
can get buckets and play defense than the Cavs do.
And it should be known that Aiden definitely wants the Magic to win because if the Cavs win, he has to face Max Strus, and that's his worst nightmare.
Max Strus is my worst nightmare.
And some of the surprise of the NBA playoffs, and I didn't know
Really?
this picture existed, but I love this
That's
picture.
a tough picture. I don't like
Uh,
Aaron Neesmith though.
and well, former Celtic.
He sucked.
He did suck. The Pacers up 3-1 on the Milwaukee Bucks. Now I said this is a surprise, is a surprise, but it's not really a surprise. I just mean what what
Once again, Pacers shoot 51% in game four from three. They made 22 3-pointers.
yeah. And it should be known that the Milwaukee Bucks do not have their two best players. However, they have had their two best. No, not their two best players.
Oh, they haven't.
They've been without Giannis the whole series. But I mean, this is the first game without Dame, I believe.
Yes.
This is the first game without Dame, and yeah, the Pacers are probably gonna win this series. And
I mean, it's not even because of a lack of scoring from the Bucks. They have three players drop 20 with Brooke
mhm,
Lopez being their leading scorer.
which you should not win games with that happening. But the Pacers are probably going to end up winning this series unless the Bucks decide unless a wizard comes and heals Giannis's injuries. And the Pacers will probably face this very next team, the Knicks, who are shutting me up. I have to be honest. I thought, and a lot of people thought that this Sixers team would end up, drawing the Knicks and making them look silly,
Yeah.
but they're not. They are the Knicks are making the Sixers look silly, and but all these games are good games.
Yes.
But
They're
like I
all very
said,
competitive.
very competitive games. But the Sixers, much like the Nuggets in that Lakers series, uh, very coinkydinky that it's 2-7. Both series are 2-7, but um they're just winning these games late in the game. And that comes with controversy. All these Sixers fans are blah blah blah. We're getting cheated,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. The Knicks are winning these games, and I think they play tonight. I could be wrong.
They don't. They
No,
don't.
they don't. No, okay. But the Knicks will probably end up winning this series. And unless like I said, the 76ers become some miraculous team. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this Knicks team has been playing fantastic, especially this last game. Jalen Brunson finally comes out of his little playoff shell. He has 47 on the
Wow.
Sixers. Yeah, wow. And not to mention, it's not just Jalen Brunson. We've seen Dante DiVincenzo hit a dagger, which
Uh-huh.
I want to highlight something on that play. There seems to be a lack of effort, I want to say, from the Sixers.
Oh yeah,
The
late in the
it
games.
it appears that the Knicks just want it more. Like
No, they're not trying hard enough.
Isaiah Hartenstein has been phenomenal this entire series. I think he's extremely underrated. He fought for that rebound, gives it out to Jalen Brunson, back out to DiVincenzo. Sure he missed it, but
Start
he
Hartenstein
got
got
the
the
ball.
rebound.
He Hartenstein got back up, got the rebound. I mean,
Hmm
this next team just looks like they want it more. They're giving more effort, and I mean, in this last game, DiVincenzo didn't play great, shooting 3 for 11, but the Knicks have other people that can score. Of course, Jalen Brunson, but they have OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Precious Achua, and Miles McBride. They can all score. And I mean, the load isn't just on Jalen Brunson. And if this Philadelphia 76ers team continues to play and act like they don't want it, I mean, we've seen this year in and year out from the Sixers. They're just not playoff performers. Sure, Joel Embiid is flashy and puts up a lot of stats, but who else does? Tobias Harris is there on a monster contract and does nothing every year in the playoffs.
Sounds like Bradley Beal this year.
I mean, you can't just pay players and expect them to perform in a system that they don't work.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well,
Yep.
that's this week's NBA playoffs. We'll be back next week, and then when I believe all of or most of these series will probably be wrapped up.
They should be.
They should be wrapped up. We'll see. Oh, moving on to the NHL playoffs, and I know we don't have much hockey expertise, so I will skip all of the other teams that I don't care about as all of that because I will be boring you guys. And we'll talk about first of all the Canes, who they they won the first three games, won the first two in Raleigh, and then the one in New York, and they lost this past week in overtime. And
Dang.
much like that Lakers Nuggets series I talked to you guys about earlier, this game is they're just delaying the inevitable. The Islanders are not going to win this series. The Islanders are the worst team. The Canes are the better team, and the Canes will win this series probably in Raleigh tomorrow. Um, the Canes have just looked better. They seem to be more aggressive on the puck. The Islanders don't shoot the puck very often. And the Canes just have more skilled players. I mean, you got Marty Necas, got Jake Getzel, Sebastian Aho, Teuvo Teravainen, Andrei Svechnikov, and I know that sounds like I'm just looking these dudes' names up. I promise you I know who they are. I
I
promise you I
thought
know who
so
they
too. You
are.
were just listing them off.
I promise you I know who they are. And then you also got defenders like Jacob Slavin and Brent Burns. The team's just deep. And it's much like the Celtics in the sense that it's now or never. You got a Pete game lock in. You gotta win. It's championship or bust at this point. I know a team that's not getting any younger. The Bruins. Now, I have been watching the series. One, because playoff hockey is amazing, and two, for our big, very, very good friend Timmy, who is a huge Bruins fan. And this series has been pretty one-sided. The Maple Leafs won the second game in the series. Yeah, second game in the series. But other than that, it's been pretty one-sided, and that's a huge part because of this man right here, Austin Matthews, who, in my opinion, in the couple seasons that I've watched hockey, is the best hockey player. I think he's like a three-time MVP or cons. I don't know what the MVP award is called, but he's a
Well,
three-time MVP.
well, I actually know his name, so that means he has to be good.
Yeah. But he's been battling an illness. He has not been 100%, and I saw a lot of clips of him arguing and bickering with his teammates. So the team chemistry is obviously not there. The Bruins have had this core for a while, so they
Forever.
understand. They've had the same core for a while, and so the Bruins are just playing better hockey, and they will probably win this series. And that's all I can say about that. Um, I'll watch more hockey, and hopefully by next week I will understand more for you guys. Yeah, that's about it. And do you have anything to say?
My San Jose
No.
Sharks are not here.
No, they in fact, I'm pretty sure they just fired their
and
coach, believe it or
and
not.
and don't ask me anything about the San Jose Sharks. I just like their logo.
Yeah, let's go. All right, MLB baseball.
Oh my god.
The Mets had a horrible week. Although it did cap off with a Mark Vientos walk off against the Cardinals, and we actually debuted our new jerseys this weekend.
That was today.
And huh?
It was today, I believe.
No, it was 2, 3 days ago.
Okay, ignore me then.
Yes, we lost in those jerseys. We lost. We actually lost the series against the Cardinals and against the Giants. We are not playing the best baseball currently. We're on a 2 series losing streak, but I think we're still 500. So go Mets, baby. Nothing but the Mets.
The
And
Mets.
speaking of on the other side of the spectrum, we got a team that's playing some pretty good baseball, the Boston
Yeah,
Red
the
Sox.
since we last checked in with you guys, we lost the series with the Guardians, of course, because
Y'all seem to
the
be playing the
Guardian.
Guardians literally every single time we record.
Yep.
Is that
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
um
Guardians beat us in their series 2-1, but we go into the Cubs series, we lose game one, 7-1.
uh-huh. And then we
And
have
then we actually smack the Cubs 17 to
17
nothing.
nothing, warranting this picture as you can see right here with our
And
with
if I was getting
Dansby
smacked
Swanson.
17-0, I think I'd be Dansby Swanson right there.
Yeah.
17-0 is actually crazy. And of course, we are wearing our Sunday yellows. Of
Mm-hmm.
course. What else would
Got
we be
to.
wearing?
Got to.
Um, yeah, I mean the Red Sox played phenomenal, and then they went on to win the next game in this series 5-4, I believe. And
On a walk off.
was it?
Obviously. It was a walk off, yeah.
I missed that. I missed that. Um, yeah, I mean the Red Sox had. I mean they didn't have the greatest beginning of this week, but I mean let me tell you, they capped off. The
They kept
Cubs
being going.
record, the Cubs record wise are the better team by like 3 or 4
Mm-hmm.
games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean the Red Sox kept it coming. We beat. I mean, yeah, we won this series. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Let's get this immaculate. Oh, let's get this immaculate grid done.
I can't believe you didn't talk about the NFL draft.
Oh, I forgot.
I genuinely can't believe it.
Genuinely, I forgot.
Genuinely, it's okay. Alrighty. Maurice Jones-Drew, Raider Jag.
Marie, you guys cannot see this, but we are running on a time constraint currently, so we have to.
It's Jones dash Drew. Dash Drew.
Oh,
There's a
you're
dash.
right. Josh Drew.
There you go.
We got
Oh, Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Smith. Sorry, wrong guy. Jag Pro Bowler, Allen Robinson.
What about Alan Hearns?
Oh my God, are you gonna sell this?
No.
Damn, 3%. Derek
Uh,
Carr. Derek Carr.
that's who I was thinking. I'm just gonna put Carr. Derek Carr. We're gonna. I don't care
Saint
how. I
Saint
don't.
Browns.
I don't. I don't care what the percentages are. We're getting this done for y'all.
Okay, Drew Brees, Saints Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we have less than a minute. Oh God. Saints Browns. I don't know. Cordell Patterson. Vikings Browns. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
No, come on,
Let's
come
do these.
on. Come on. Vikings Pro Bowl.
Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. Oh
Kirk
my God.
Cousins.
Kirk. Why?
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no.
Who
Come
is
on,
it?
come on.
We're gonna have to continue. Oh my God.
All right, so man, I'm gonna have run out of time. However, in that time, I did figure out that we are in fact stupid, and the
Jarvis
final
Landry.
guy is in fact, as I said, Jarvis
Jarvis
Landry.
Landry.
Rated score not the best, but like I said,
You guys witnessed the first time ever on the
yeah,
Stix podcast we finished the Immaculate Grid.
I
But
cannot.
we've been cheated once or twice.
Yep.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 16 of the Stix podcast. We'll be back next week with more NBA playoffs, hockey playoffs,
And Major League
I don't know,
Baseball.
and maybe baseball. Probably baseball. See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.